back with another cheeky video for you as part of our daily transfer talk content, and this one is around Dutch midfielder or Dutch playmaker, Dutch creative genius Xabi Simons. Now, this came to light, for us at least, off the back of matchday 33, where as a result of Leipzig's draw against Werder Bremen, as this tweet confirms, RB Leipzig will not play in the Champions League next season, and that's after yesterday's draw against Werder Bremen. It's now mathematically impossible for Leipzig to catch Borussia Dortmund, and the question posed in this tweet was, what will happen with Benjamin Tesco and Xavi Simons? Now, in the sort of days that's passed, we've ended up with a trusted source on Twitter, Mia Samir, quoting this, that Xavi Simons has decided to leave RB Leipzig this summer after the club missed out on a Champions League spot. Bayern Munich, FC Bayern, of course, are among clubs attentive to the Dutchman's situation. Now let's have a look at his stats then so far this season. Now, he's played 24 times. That's in a 34 game season. So 24 games out of 33 that's been played so far. He's come up with 9 goals, 9 personal goals, 7 assists. He's only 22 years of age. Now, bearing in mind he was signed permanently from PSG only back in January. He'd been on loan for a couple of years, and then Leipzig secured his presence in the squad with a €50 million transfer. He's been injured though this season, and I just wanted to show that to you. There's at least 5, 6, 7 games he's been out injured with an ankle injury. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 games out with an ankle injury. That was towards the back end of the 2024 calendar year. So October through to December. And as you can see, they struggled in the games when he wasn't present. Actually, there was 3 Champions League games in there too where they lost out. That's confirmed down here. Look, when they lost to Celtic 3-1, lost to Inter 1-0, and lost to Villa 3-2. Their Champions League form, by the way, under Marco Rose was terrible. Yeah, lost 7 out of 8 and only won 1, which again was a contributing factor to Marco Rose getting the elbow. Anyway, so that's Xabi then. So again, he's only 22 years of age. In terms of goal involvements, well, I'll spell it out for you here. That's 16, which is only 2 less than his colleague, strike partner, Benjamin Tesco. Again, he has missed, He's missed 9 games of the season. Actually, yeah, there was 8 games out injured and 1 game where he was suspended, which he's a feisty little player, which you get that in Dutch attacking midfielders, right? You got that in Dennis Bergkamp. Isn't that right, Gonzo? He's telling me, yeah. He got that in Bergkamp. We got that in Ozil. We got that in Santos. You got it in Santi Cazorla. Oh, Santi Cazorla. So you're gonna you want that. You want some fight in your attacking threat. Anyway, so the transfer rumours have started to kick in. So here we go. Look, this is Simons wants €80 million move. This is Fabrizio Romano, again, highly trusted source, confirms that of the RB Leipzig star. There's an assigned value market value of 75.4. Might as well call it 80. Let's round it up. It's chump change, isn't it? It's chump change. €80 million estimated value for him. What's this? There's interest from Manchester United, Liverpool, and of course Arsenal. Romano reporting on X that Xavi Simons' decision has been made clear. He's ready to leave again because there's no Champions League football. He's ready for a new chapter with top Premier League clubs and Bayern all attentive to his situation. This was picked up by Football Insider. Arne Slot pushing to sign Xavi Simons after 60 million Liverpool reveal. This is according to former Manchester United and Blackburn chief scout Mick Brown, classic Northern English name, Mick Brown, who's very well connected with the game. He points out that Liverpool have to pay 60 million. To be a little bit more than that, we feel. Again, it's an interesting point. Just 6 months after the Dutch international made his move to Leipzig permanently, the Bundesliga outfit are believed to be willing to let him go at the right price. There was a slight falling out as well recently between Simons and the temporary manager or temporary head coach Zolt Löhr. That was after a game where Leipzig were destroyed by the Eagles by De Adler 4-1, and apparently following that game there was a falling out where Zolt Löhr just basically said, "Look, you were terrible. I can't justify giving you the captain's armband because your performance was woeful." He had something like 56 touches in that game, 37 passes, and they all went backwards. Hence the fact they managed to score 1 goal, but that's not what's expected from an attacking midfielder. Certainly the Bundesliga, certainly a well-paid one. Anyway, so there is a chance that he could be going to Liverpool. Now, well, Liverpool and Manchester City, here we go. Look, same news outlet, Football Insider. Man City's Savinho reacts to Xavi Simons amid Kevin De Bruyne replacement claim. This is according to an Instagram post. This is the world in which we live in now, people. Where was it gone? It was down here. Look, here we go. Simon shared a selection of images from daily life at Leipzig, alongside this simple caption of H0.00, which gained attention on social media. There is that image. I don't know if you can see that. If I press that button, it'll all go wrong. And again, this is the article's going on to highlight that Pep Guardiola's facing a difficult. Make that bigger for us all. Facing a difficult summer transfer window. This is the season to date for Pep. It's not looking great, is it? I mean, they still could finish in the Champions League because they're currently in third in the Premier League in England. Still an FA Cup final. That will be against Crystal Palace. May 24th? Around about that time frame. So they could end the season with some silverware, but 53 games played, 29 wins, 15 losses. That win ratio is significantly down for Pep Guardiola. And I guess the point of this article and the point of the transfer link to Manchester City is with Kevin De Bruyne set to leave, Bernardo Silva, Mateo Kovacic, John Stones, Jack Grealish and Ederson all linked with Manchester City exits. This signifies a passing of the torch in Manchester City. Now, they're going to go for a rebuild, effectively. That's the point of this article. And there'll be no better linchpin in that attacking midfield than Xavi Simons. Now, if you look where Xavi Simons usually plays, it's usually on the left, right? So typically, even under Marco Rose, Leipzig would either play a 4-4-2 or a 4-3-3, but he's predominantly on the left. Interesting, in the last few games at Leipzig under temporary coach Zolt Löhr, they've been playing this box system, which I favour on Football Manager. I do enjoy playing a 4-2-2-2, like a column, that box system. In this game, this was the game that ultimately swung the Meisterschale away from Leverkusen back to Munich for the 34th time. This was a 3-3. He was playing on the left-hand side of midfield in a 4-4-2, feeding that ball. Actually came up with 2 assists in that game. They were both at Šeško. Let's just confirm that. No, one was to Šeško and one was the equalising goal for Yusuf Poulsen. Point here is that he played predominantly on the left, and this bright wag or bright spark on X has come up with the point that it's time to make Dutch pull Liverpool. Clever. Clap that in, clever pull. It's time to make Dutch pull a reality. And here's some of the players that this person would like to see joining the existing Dutch ranks. It's a bit like when similar to when the professor clap that one in. When Arsene Wenger was in charge of Arsenal, there was a lot of French came in. Then there was a lot of Spaniards under Mikel Arteta. I guess it's birds of a feather flock together, and you feel comfortable, right, with your brotherhood. Anyway, the Dutch people under Arne Slot, he's only got Virgil van Dijk, he's got Cody Gakpo. Well, technically they were Jurgen Klopp signings, along with Raven Gravenberch would be a great name. Yeah, I like that. Raven Gravenberch. Anyway, Ryan Gravenberch linked with a return back to Munich, but we can't see that one happening. So here, look, this individual wants to see Xavi Simons, Dean Howson named again. God, how many times a day do we mention him? Jeremy Frimpong. Now that there is some truth actually to this rumour with Trent Alexander-Arnold pretty much all but a signature away, and I suppose that's my Serge Gnabry impression. With a signature all but on paper, with Trent Alexander-Arnold going to Real Madrid, which of course he'll be coached by Xabi Alonso. And we've done a video on that, by the way. I will link that video in the description down below, as Xabi Alonso, the 43-year-old Spaniard, says bye-bye. Auf Wiedersehen to Bayer Leverkusen to join up with the Galacticos of Real Madrid. Trent would be playing for Xabi Alonso. Frimpong has been rumoured with a 40 million transfer to Liverpool to take his spot. And then there is Joel Hatto as well. So, I mean, these are the midfield options. I just wanted to give this some context. So, you know, Szoboszlai, McAllister, Curtis Jones, Harvey Elliott might be the one that gets moved on or gets less gaming time. Tyler Morton, by the way, he was on loan at Hull City. We're a season ticket holder. It's just gone up, by the way. It's only gone up by a couple of pounds or maybe €3, which is not too bad, considering that they just managed to escape out the jaws of relegation to League One. Anyway, Tyler Morton was impressive when he was on loan at Hull City. That was 2 seasons ago. So, yeah, it's a bold midfield. It's a title winning. Again, clap that one in. Well done to Taftman. All you Liverpool fans out there, congratulations on sweeping the Premier League. Only the second time in 5 years, 5 years for Liverpool. Arne Slot talking about here, talking about about his preferred formation and joking about a 4-2-3-1. He claims he prefers to play 4-3-3 here. However, if you look how Liverpool lined up against Arsenal, it was 4-2-3-1. So where would Xavi Simons fit in that formation? It looks like it'd be on the left, right? Be taking Cody Gakpo's spot. Gakpo seems to be comfortable being used as an impact substitute. He did score those 2 goals against Arsenal on Sunday, but it wasn't enough, was it? Because the Gooners came roaring back to make it 2-2. God knows how that game ended 2-2, especially with 10 men. Well, it was good, wasn't it, Gonzo? We enjoyed that one. But anyway, the point here, Simons would probably occupy this slot on the left. Manchester City also linked with Xavi Simons. This was back in October of last year, where Pep Guardiola makes expensive desire his last wish. This was around about the time where City were going for a major slump and they were missing Rodri, because Rodri got injured in that game against Arsenal, which ended up being 1-1. Again, Christ knows how, because we were down to 10 men for about an hour. That was after Kai Havertz was criminally sent off. Anyway, Guardiola looking to strengthen his squad. He did bring in Savinho, the winger, who was the one that hearted or liked the Instagram post, which triggered all this rumour about him going to Manchester City in the first place. That was... Where was that again? That was that article, right? Was it that one? That was here, sorry. Yeah, this article here. Everyone's like... Oh, I mean, how the heck you can make a link, a cerebral link between a transfer from an Instagram post? Welcome to the modern day, people. Welcome to 2025. So, Manchester City boss Guardiola sets his sight on Xavi Simons. His versatility and ability has apparently caught the eye of Guardiola. Simons is attracting the attention of the big clubs. It's one big signing. Pep's always looking to strengthen his squad with quality. Yes, well said. And at that point, there was 10 goals and 15 assists in 43 appearances across all competitions last season. This was Manchester City against Crystal Palace, where, again, Kevin De Bruyne is going to be moved on. And I'm highlighting all this because, and this is the merry-go-round that we're on, this is the one-in, one-out transfer. This is the time of the season where all these rumours start, okay? So, I guess it all comes down to the domino effect, right? Xabi Alonso's left Leverkusen. He's going to coach Real Madrid. Where on earth is Florian Wirtz going to end up? Now, it feels at this point that even if Florian Wirtz goes to Real Madrid, that means that Munich have to find someone, right? And they're desperate. Munich are desperate at this point to sign Florian Wirtz. Manchester City want him because, again, if we come back to this graphic here, Kevin De Bruyne will be leaving the club in the summer. Rumours are, again, we'll probably cover this in a different video, that Kevin De Bruyne is going to head to Napoli. I mean, he's what, is he 30? Is he 34? It's criminal. It's ageism. It's not, is it really? It's Manchester City going through a rebuild as per that previous article. Now, Manchester City are desperate also to sign Florian Wirtz. He'd be playing alongside Omar Mamouche, who they know each other really well from the Bundesliga. Mamouche, of course, was signed to Manchester City from Frankfurt. Apparently, in the last 24 hours, Florian Wirtz and his father, Hans Wirtz, great name, isn't it? Hans Bubby, name that film. Let me know what the name of that film is in the comment section down below. I'll do it one more time. Hans Bubby at the Nagasaki Tower. I've been there. Anyway, Florian Wirtz has been seen with his father in Manchester in the last 24 hours. And if you just stick Florian Wirtz into X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it, or even ask your friend in your class, your workmates, ask an air hostess, ask whoever, ask someone in your family, they'll probably come back and say, well, obviously he's going to sign for City because there's a verbal agreement being made. You can find that, again, all over social media, that Manchester City and Florian Wirtz make a verbal agreement. Apparently, according to Max Eberl, you know him with the glasses and the shiny pants at Munich FC Bayern. Apparently, he doesn't like that. Even Fernando Caro, CEO of Leverkusen, stick a fig on it. He said no, there's no truth in that. Nothing's happened yet. Anyway, the point is, Kevin De Bruyne makes way. I mean, normally Haaland plays up front, right? Marmouche is a winger, so you'd play, and if Gundogan, he's moved on, then you play Flirts, wouldn't you? You play Florian Wirtz there, or if they don't get Flirts, you play Xavi Simons, right? So it'd be a natural fit. Another news article, and we'll cover this in another video, is Hugo Larsson, the Swede in that central midfield at Frankfurt. Apparently, Hugo Larsson's been linked with Manchester City because, again, they're going through a rebuild. Whether Pep Guardiola's there or not, we assume he'll be there for another season. So, yeah, another video coming up. We're going to explore that one. Hugo Larsson, currently playing alongside Ellis Scary. He would be playing alongside Mario Götze, but he's currently out injured at Frankfurt. He's supposed to be coming in from the Adler to go in this midfield. Imagine that. Marmouche on the left, Larsson on the middle. Maybe not McAtee, maybe they sign somebody else, maybe Savinho plays on the right, and then you'd have Haaland up front being fed by Xavi Simons. Wow, that would be a tasty, tasty outcome. And of course, it wouldn't be a daily transfer talk if we didn't mention Mikel Arteta and Arsenal. This is from a few weeks ago. It's an exclusive to CutOffSide.com. Arsenal have looked at exciting 60 million playmaker. This is according to Charles Watts. Growing speculation that Arsenal are going to be the destination for Xavi Simons. The 21, this is an important line, the 21-year-old could add some much-needed spark and creativity to the team next season. Much-needed spark and creativity, taking the pressure off the likes of Martin Odegaard, who's been poor on it lately. Although a friend of mine did remind me that with there being no natural striker ahead of Martin Odegaard, he's not exactly playing those through balls like he has been doing. Even no Kai Havertz, so certainly no Gabriel Jesus, no Havertz. There's no one There's no one to find out. And Mikel Merino's done brilliant as a makeshift striker, but he's not a natural striker, is he? So I guess we'll reserve absolute judgment on Odegaard. Anyway, the point here is that he would add spark. Xavi Simons would add spark and creativity and take the load off the existing big hitters like Odegaard and Saka. There is another comment that caught me out. This is according to Charles Watts. This squad is crying out for some unpredictability in attack. And again, you can see here from this graphic, you would most likely play... Well, what does that mean for Martinelli? But then again, you could play him in the middle, couldn't you? Yeah, you could easily play him in the middle. You would have Kai Havertz up front, or one of Benjamin Sesko or Victor Gyökeres. I mean, yeah, that would be fantastic, wouldn't it? To have a natural striker up front and having Simons playing on the left, or maybe, yeah, you'd have Simons play on the left. Martinelli, well, that would make him play and train harder for his place, right? Yeah, or I don't think you'd really drop Martinelli back into that midfield, would you? So, yeah, it'd be interesting. Where would he fit into that system? Because he's not going to play in the middle, is he, really? I mean, they've got Declan Rice to come back in after injury. So, yeah, it's an interesting predicament because Arteta's set on this 4-3-3 formation. So, yeah, someone like Martinelli might not get as regular game time. That could only be a good thing because it would add more depth. Because the depth of the Arsenal bench in that Champions League semi-final against PSG was disappointing, to say the least. Anyway, this is the goal involvement. We already talked about that, haven't we? That is 14th currently on the list. I mean, look at that. Harry Kane leading the way with 32. And of course, Bayern amongst the clubs that are interested. Of course, right? Now, he would be a great backup option if they don't end up getting Florian WIRTZ. Again, it's back to dominoes. It's back to that one in, one out transfer policy, right? If indeed Florian WIRTZ ends up at Manchester City, so they get their man, then Xavi Simons would be a natural replacement, or not natural replacement, would be the natural second best option, right, for Bayern Munich. It's kind of, yeah, we haven't got the answers. we're putting all this together in real time like you are. Anyway, big news has broken that Xavi Alonso. Big news is broken that Xavi Simons has decided to leave Leipzig because he's not going to get Champions League football next year. He would get Champions League football with Bayern Munich. He would get it with Real Madrid, although Real Madrid are 7 points shy of Barca, the nemesis in La Liga. 9 points left to play for the season. They've just been beaten by Barca in the El Clasico 4-3. Ancelotti's going to manage Brazil. Xavi Alonso's coming in from Leverkusen. Is he going to bring Florian WIRTZ with him? That seems unlikely. So again, if WIRTZ doesn't go to Madrid, if he goes to Man City, it's all dominoes, isn't it? It's like, who's going where, when, what, why, how? And we're doing our very best here on the German Football Spotlight channel to keep track of it so that you can keep track of it too, okay? So what do you think? Anyway, where do you think Xabi Simons will end up? Is it going to be Munich? Is it going to be Arsenal? Is it going to be Liverpool? Is it going to be Manchester City? Apparently Man United want him too. Where do you think he's going to end up? You know the drill. Let us know in the comment section down below. Again, there'll be links to other daily transfer talk content down in that description box. But leave your comments down below, please. Hopefully you can find it in your heart to like and subscribe. We're out of here now. Thanks for being along for the ride. Tell your friends, tell your familiar, tell your workmates, tell your classmates. See you soon. Ciao, ciao, ciao. Ciao, ciao, ciao.